he is your friend, and he does kind of do these things like that are insane.
You can't imagine how physically punishing it was for Tom to be on the wing.
Is there anything that he'd ever done that you were like, I don't think he's going to make this? You know, did you ever worry for his life?
Yeah, always. I mean, you know, I remember when we did the Burj Khalifa stunt. I didn't feel like that because there were so many kind of, you know, all the wires that were, you know, the safety that was involved in that stunt of him, you know, running around on the outside of the Burj Khalifa. It was all very palpable. There wasn't a single variable at work. You know, he was just out there. And I remember he had so much fun. I remember looking at it and he was just laughing and he was running around and waving to the tourists. And then we started to do stuff that involved variables. So when he hung onto the plane in Rogue Nation, there was stuff there that he couldn't control. There was, you know, particles on the runway. There was birds in the air. And then the more we evolved the stunts, the more variables came into play and the more scary it got. So by the time he was jumping off the cliff on the motorbike in Dead Reckoning, you know, there was a palpable sense of terror on the set that day, you know, because, I mean, he could have veered off the ramp, he could have hit it at the wrong speed, his chute might not have opened. There were all these variables. And I'm very glad that I wasn't around when he was doing the stuff in the sky. It wasn't until I saw the film that I realized just how much pressure and wind and gravity and chance there was up there with him for that stunt. It beggars belief. It is by a long way the most impressive stunt I've ever seen in a film. And that just speaks to his care. You know, he's not mad. People say, oh, Tom's mad doing that. He's not. He's incredibly sane, incredibly aware of just how effective that is for an audience to see that, you know, the awe and kind of wonder that it inspires. And that's kind of what he's all about. That's what he lives for.